So as we looked at the reveal, we kind of figured getting a host was going to be difficult with your RPI. I think that was the main, is that how you understood it?
Yeah, for sure. And no one kind of around us advanced to the tournament. You know, a lot of times if UVU wins or Weber State was hosting their conference tournament or Utah, you know, that helps us. You know, Idaho State sometimes, you know, we've played them, but you know, with our RPI and not anyone around us, you know, we probably felt like we were going to be on the road this first round.
And what are your thoughts about playing TCU?
I'm really excited. I kind of didn't know what to expect. Again, you know, we've been sent to different regionals. We've been sent out to Texas. You know, we've been sent out to Florida State, South Carolina, been to the West Coast a lot. So kind of thought maybe we'd be sent to Arizona was kind of what we were thinking, and even maybe Washington State. Didn't see the TCU thing coming. But it's great. You know, they used to be in our conference. They've had a great season. I think one of their best seasons they've had. I think it's one of their best results they've had in their conference. So they got to be really excited hosting a tournament game. But, you know, like I said, I feel like we've seen some of the top teams in the country. We've played very well. We've played up to the level of our competition each time we've played a really good team and had great results and great success. So just proud to represent the WCC. And you know, Santa Clara is a seed. We're disappointed for Pepperdine. I felt they had a good enough season and had a good enough things, you know, in their kind of history to get to the tournament. So we got to go out there and represent our conference and BYU and all that good stuff. So we're excited.
You guys won the conference championship this year after taking a year off, let's say.
Yeah.
As you move forward in this tournament, what are the keynotes for you guys to hit as you prepare and kind of put that behind you?
Yeah, I think the thing that's helped us be successful is just focusing on what we do. When we've tried to focus a little bit too much on our opponents, it's taken away from the focus of things that we do, and that's something that our program's always done, is kind of decide the formation, the strategy, the type of soccer we're going to play, and then just try and get better at that throughout the season. So I think we just need to make sure that we continue to build on what we've done, remind ourselves of how we play when we've had great success, and just really focus on that for the next 3 days.
Obviously none of your girls were around several years ago, but is there, for you, because you've been around this program so long, seen the different iterations, is there kind of a cool, maybe unique reunion factor, I guess, with TCU, a team that you used to battle with and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think it's somewhat removed. You know, a different coach now. So we have never played. I can't think of his name right now, but he was the assistant, I think, at Florida State. And so so I think he's played us one time, possibly, but not at TCU. So, you know, my memory of TCU is some great battles. They have got a great field, a great facility, but it's kind of far removed. So other than that, it's you know, haven't been there since conference play, and that was a while ago.
What changed with this team from last year and going into the off season? Some of the new kids that you brought to where you guys were able to really come in and you got some young girls leaving their stamp on the team early and that kind of thing. What kind of changed to sort of force this
I think it was
turnaround? That's not the word.
Yeah,
but,
it was a disappointment. Obviously, last year, you know, we've always had expectations to win a conference, and we had won it, you know, 5 years in a row, had great success, and last year went in anticipating with the experience that we had that great things were going to happen, and it didn't go our way. And I think after that season, the returning players just wanted to, you know, move forward, and you know, we had a lot of not necessarily proven people when you graduate 7 starters. In the previous year, I think we had graduated a big core of our attack, and so just kind of finding their own way and working hard together. And they started committing to that right after the season, starting in January when we got back to our off-season training. We had amazing leadership with Maddie being our team captain, and she's been so important to the development of this year's team, both on and off the field. We've got some great returning experienced players this year, some juniors like Danica and Alyssa and Bing and Elise and Lizzie. So I think it's just kind of been a gradual process, and we used the spring to kind of refine our formation, and we've done something differently tactically than we've ever done, and that's kind of fun as a coach and coaches to try and do something that we've never done and something we've never played against. And so hopefully that'll catch TCU off guard. They're going to be playing against a team that plays a little differently than most teams.
I just had one last question about Northwestern. You were kind of shocked when their name showed up. What were your thoughts about that?
I was mostly just because it wasn't Pepperdine. I mean, I think we were pulling for Pepperdine. I talked to their coach earlier today and just really felt like they should be going. And it's just disappointing that, some teams, I think Northwestern didn't make it into their conference tournament of 8 teams. And Pepperdine finished 3rd in our conference after beating a top RPI team and a conference champion. So I think the biggest disappointment was just that Pepperdine wasn't in that slot. We were really pulling for them.
Now, all the factors that were involved, you just mentioned, you're just probably really grateful that you guys were able to pull it off and get back in.
Yeah, there's no question. You just can't rely on other things happening, and that's why the goal every year is to win a conference championship, to make sure that you don't have to sit around and see if you're going to be an at-large selection, because it's just completely taken out of your hands. So it's very comforting to know that you're in when you're watching the selection show.